Hello, agents. So we have here Miss Kelly Whitehead, and she is the business development manager of Palmaia, the House of AïA, which is located there in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. How are you, Miss Kelly?
Hello, I'm well. How are you?
I am doing amazing. We're so excited to find out everything about your resort and how it can help the agents.
Well, I'm extremely excited and thank you all for being here today. So my name's Kelly Whitehead, and I am a senior wellness salesman. I handle wellness trade, and I would be your person to go to for any kind of wellness travel and retreat sales. And what I will talk about today is I'm going to show you a little bit about Palmaia, and I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks on how to sell to the wellness trade, as well as the wellness client, and how to go after some of those retreats, because they are really great money makers once you learn how to harness all that energy there. So I'm not sure of how many people are out there are familiar with Palmaia, but we are a progressive wellness retreat. We believe in energy, and we believe in sound and vibration and yoga and mindfulness. And I'm going to show you some photos of a very mystical, and you can hear this. This is Tingsha's. And this is just a little demonstration of vibrational sound therapy. And so you're going to get a little, so if you can hear the vibration behind that, we believe that sound vibration is also comes in formats of healing. We also have things that aid in healing called tuning fork therapy. I'm not sure if you can hear that. It's not so loud. But when tuning forks are placed around your aura, it's a great way of cleansing. It actually will bring you back to calm mind. Tuning forks in all different hertzes and ranges will actually promote healing, especially when placed on the body. Besides working for Palmaia and promoting this fabulous property, I am also a certified sound therapist, and I'm working towards my practitioner license for tuning fork therapy. And so not only am I selling Palmaia, but I'm also what we call visiting guide at Palmaia, in which case I lead courses and classes on healing through vibrational sound and energy. So with that in mind, I'm going to now share my screen, and you're going to just give me one moment while I pull up our presentation.
All right.
So can you see?
Yes, I can see your computer screen.
Okay, good. So okay. So to start, Palmaia, the House of AIA, is part of most luxury consortia, and especially the Ensemble Travel Group. When you make a booking at Palmaia under Ensemble, there's special amenities that your guests will receive. One of them happens to be, the normal range, in terms of, upgrades at the time of booking, into, a higher room category, but also upgrades in terms of, the types of programming that you're offered. We're also offering round trip transportation, which is an amazing value, because if anybody has ever been to Mexico, and I'm sure all your travel agents have been before, Mexico isn't the best when it comes to luxury transportation. Usually if they tell you that it's a luxury sedan, it's usually something that's kind of dated. But for us, we have a Cadillac Escalade, and the round trip, which is $150 each way, typically, if not part of a luxury consortia, that's part of your ensemble. So just keep that in mind, because it really is a great seller, and it makes you look really good for your client when they're picked up in this fabulous Cadillac Escalade. So we are a community of unconventional thinkers. So Palmaia isn't your typical wellness property. I'm sure many people have heard of Canyon Ranch or a lot of the, Miraval, all these wellness products. We are progressive wellness. So we're almost like a hippie commune from the 60s that is extremely elegant. Also, we, ponder metaphysics, and we talk about astrology, and you have a mystic that you meet with, and you're doing your yoga and your, breath work and meditation, but there's also a fabulous spa. And we are beautifully sandwiched between the stunning ocean, on a white sand beach, and in between the jungle. And as you can see here, this is our signature shot. AIA is our connection to nature. So you can see here we have this big effigy of AIA that graces and overlooks one of our cenotes. We do have 3 cenotes on property. One of them happens to be in the spa, which I can't wait to tell you about when we get to the spa offerings. That little pavilion you see there, we call the psychedelic mushroom. There's lots of different courses held there for shade. It also lights up beautifully for private and special events. Now, our white sand beach kind of doesn't look the same as what you're used to when you see Mexico. Usually you just see a sea of beach chairs and palapas. We are a fully sustainable resort. So that means that we are completely sustainable we do not use animal leathers. We do not use goose down. Instead of clearing the beach, we let the jungle creep up. And what is amazing about that is it creates all these little private nooks for your guests. So as we go further into the presentation, you'll see that your guests can be here for a week. And the only time that they're really going to run into other people is during their activities and in the evenings when it's time to go to the restaurant. Now we're sandwiched in between the ocean and jungle. And when I say jungle, it's undisturbed for miles and miles, which means that there's monkeys overhead and coatis and all the typical jungle creatures that you would see, which really adds to the experience of being one with nature. So our closest airport is Cancun. It's only 37 miles, a very quick ride. We are really private, and we are extremely secure, because if you've ever heard of Sandos as a company, they're about 3-star kind of family European product resort. You have to go through Sandos to get to Palmaia. And our owner, Alexander Ferry, his family owns Sandos. So this is Alex's first debut into the resort world under his own persona. And he actually, has this big, huge entrance that looks like King Kong. When you see King Kong in the movies with the torches outside, that's how it looks when you arrive at Palmaia. So your guests are very secure because there's a lot of in between. And he took this parcel of land, I think, right just before COVID. And the Mexican government was holding on to it because of the cenotes. So he was really fortunate to have been able to grab that piece of land. So our target audience are people who are interested in plant-based protein, because as beautiful as this resort is that is one of our main points, is that we are plant-based. Now, for the people that aren't quite into this lifestyle yet, we do offer substitutions on our menus, but for the most part, we're 95% plant-based protein. So we want people who are looking to learn how to start a healthier lifestyle. They want to travel in a more sustainable way. They're here to reconnect with nature, along with finding peace and that relaxation that you expect from a wellness resort. Now we have something called the gifting lifestyle, and that really is just our way of saying all inclusive. So when you stay at Palmaia, all these things are included. The Architects of Life program, which is your yoga, your pranayama, your cacao ritual, all the normal activities. And we have a huge array, very healthy and robust set of programming. So that's kind of like the heartbeat of Palmaia. We have something also called the Ritual Sound Series, and that was kind of the little demonstration I gave you with sound vibration, because we do believe in healing energy and the uplifting nature of sound. So we have gong baths and sound baths, and in the evening our entertainment is based on binaural beats, and and it's fun music that uplifts and inspires, along with some sounds of strings and drums and just a whole band path of sound through your ears through several different sets of programming. So your breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included, 24-hour room service. Yolo Beach Club and Bar is our you put your foot in the sand and you are on the beach. So this is, places that you always dreamed of being on the beach with the bars there. You can sit in your palapa or in your Balinese bed and just like walk in the sand to the bar. That's Yolo, and I'll show you pictures of that up and coming. We do have alcohol, which not all wellness resorts have, so you have your selection there. We also have a kids center with Waldorf inspired activities. So if you're not familiar with this, Waldorf inspired activities, the Waldorf is based on the Waldorf set of schooling system, in which we believe that kids need to reconnect with nature. They need to put down the technology and be kids again. So if you do have families, we do have a great kids program. Nomadic guides and concierge services. So our nomadic guide's kind of like a butler. We have a jungle gym, pool and beachside services, bike sharing, paddle boards, all those great amenities that you would expect from a 5-star luxury property. Architects of Life is our programming. So we do have a personal growth guide, his name is Balder. He is our resident mystic, who is, kind of acts like a shaman of sorts, or maybe a guru to oversee the programming. We also have cacao ceremonies, yoga, meditation, tai chi, art classes, ancestral dances, gong baths, gratitude rituals, and other ancient practices based on the ancient Mayan tradition. But we go further than that. We're not just the Mayan rituals. We're talking about, as I mentioned before, sacred geometry and, your sound therapy through vibration. So we're going into the metaphysics, we're going into space. We're taking you above and beyond in a transcendental kind of manner. This is an example of a gong bath by our sound alchemist. His name is Rene Nahara. He is truly amazing. Just, sitting here and letting the sound flow through you is a life-inspiring set of circumstances when you're here. So this is also a picture of the sunset. And as you can see, they're sitting on this beautiful area that is entrenched on the beach. And Rituals of Sound is our experimental musicians. And again, like I said, we can have some deep beats, some deep fusion, some house music with some acoustic overlays, some live music with drums, and people will be dancing in the sand and enjoying themselves with a bonfire on the beach. And that's the atmosphere. This is Yolo during the day. So during the daytime, it's still open for drinks. And this is your view right on the beach, right in the sand. Our Waldorf inspired kids program, as I mentioned before, the kids are, taught to, engage in nature. They're looking for bugs and putting down the phone. They're not allowed to have electronics. So they are actually using their imagination, and their feet are in the sand, and they're dancing and having a good time, and they're being kids again.
I love that, the no electronics part, because kids are so addicted to electronics nowadays. Like that's good. I love it. I love it.
Right. And then this also gives mom and dad free time to, participate in the yoga and all the great activities, knowing that their kids are, having a great experience all on their own. They're not just with a babysitter,
Exactly.
They're given a bunch of toys and say, here, make yourself busy. So it's truly a great program. So restaurants. Can you believe that this is cauliflower? This picture right here.
Wow.
Food is not only art to us, but it's also medicine to the body. So we believe that there's energy in food. And when you have a plant-based protein diet, you are actually cleansing your body of toxins and allowing yourself to heal from more of a natural standpoint without all those GMOs and hormones and all the steroids that we end up ingesting through our food sources right now. So we do have 5 restaurants. Ume is our Asian. So just to give you an example, if somebody loves sushi, we have a watermelon sashimi that tastes like tuna sashimi. And what it is they take the strip of watermelon and they marinate it in this teriyaki soy. And what happens is it changes the texture of the watermelon slightly. So it's almost like you're biting into tuna, but you can taste kind of the watermelon because it's sweet, but it's so good. So, I mean, you're led to think that you're eating things that are normal proteins, like a fish or a meat, but it's not, it's plant-based. So it's an amazing way to really kind of dabble in the whole idea of maybe being a vegetarian, maybe being vegan, maybe just cutting out your red meat and being a pescatarian. So if you've ever thought about these things, this is a great way to say to yourself, hey, I can eat well and have it be delicious, and we're taking it above and beyond here. So this is Lek, which is our Mexican restaurant. This is Sukasa. Now, Sukasa is on the beach. This is our open air restaurant that's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this is just for your like simple bite foods, like your veggie burger. And I will tell you that our veggie burger is amazing. I mean, look at that on the left hand side there. That's so good. But the other great thing too is that I tried when the last time I was there was our pizza. And since we're vegan, we don't use milk for the cheese. And I have to tell you, the mozzarella, it pulled just like regular mozzarella, all stringy. And it actually was a little bit creamier than regular mozzarella, but I loved it. I mean, it was really delicious. So you wouldn't even know that it wasn't made with real milk. So Mar de Olivo is our Mediterranean restaurant. And this is Plantisa. Now, Plantisa is our juice bar and grab and go for almond, avocado toast and almond milk items. This is like the whole area. You get it at the counter and you go and kind of eat on your own. But this whole area in general, you could probably see, have a peek through the arches there. This whole area is almost like a huge lobby, common area for our guests to gather and mingle. And the windows there are facing the ocean. So you're seeing just, blue and of the Caribbean or of the sea. So this is Charlie's vegan taco food truck. This is how it all started. Charlie is our executive chef. He had this vegan taco food truck in Miami that grew in popularity. He became a very famous chef, and we kind of grabbed him, our owner grabbed him and said, we want you to design this whole menu. And basically everything that you see on all the menus is his design. And to have a vegan taco or a vegan burrito is even better. I just love the burrito. So good. And it's cute because you have that little picnic area kind of vibe. Now our suites, we have 234 oceanfront suites. They all face the ocean. So the only person or the only rooms that don't have an ocean view are the ones with swim out suites and our handicap room. Our handicap room is on the bottom floor, so they kind of have a garden view. Other than that, everybody has an ocean view. The suites have all the typical amenities that any other luxury property would have, the 24 in-suite dining, espresso coffee, mini bar. And however, with our mini bar, when you open up that refrigerator, it's not like just sodas and all that unhealthy sugary. You have like kombucha and coconut water and healthy drinks, because we want to keep in the theme of things. Everything in the room is 100% biodegradable for the bathroom amenities. There's no goose down in the pillows. The bedding is premium. Now we have surround sound on the ceilings that you can hook up to your Bluetooth. And I have to say that you're so close to the ocean with the way our buildings are positioned, that you can actually open up your sliding glass doors and have the fan on in the evening and let the ocean breeze come in. Listen to the sound of the waves crashing without any worrying about any creatures coming in or any kind of weird heat or hearing sounds into the evening. It's really it's beautiful, peaceful. So this is a look into our rooms. So on the left-hand side, on some of these, you'll see the ocean facing, and on the right, on some of these, you'll see the swim out suites. But this is our king suite oceanfront. So this has its own separate seating area for our king suite with the bathtub. On the left, you'll see that's what, our most popular room category. And on the right, there's the category without the tub, and it's a swim out suite version. We do have plenty of doubles because we do host a lot of retreats. The family king suite has bunk beds for the kids, which is really a favorite amongst the children. They all want those bunk beds. We also have for smaller toddlers with changing areas in terms of our suites. We also have meditation suites. So the two different meditation suites on the left and on the right, these are two different rooms. Both of them have the tub. So I just figure the room that I showed you with the tub and then attaching this room. And this is great if you are going to start planning retreats, because to make money off of the retreat is to give that retreat leader, especially if they are in the wellness trade, like say they're a massage therapist or maybe they're a yoga instructor, they can charge for private sessions and earn extra money. So this makes it even more appealing to them. This is what the building looks like on the outside. Now, because we are family friendly, we do have adults only buildings and a family only building. They have swim out suites, and each building has its own swim up bar and their infinity pool. The spa in the jungle is Atlantis, and that's on the jungle side. So what's amazing is this picture that you see on the left with the treatment bed and the floor to ceiling window looking out into the jungle, this in its own little casita. So the walls that you see there, its own little hut. So you meander through the jungle, come up to your casita, and then you're in your own little building. Now, our spa is based on the book of 9 Paths of Health, and we will treat emotions as root causes rather than just physical pain. So for an example is, you're going to have a consultation first with your therapist, and you're going to talk to them about things that you could be focused on, whether maybe you've been depressed because of COVID, or maybe you had a physical condition, like I had my thyroid removed. I told the therapist, and not only did they give me something that was already on the treatment schedule, but then they add to it to customize it to fit you and your needs. So for me, they took one acupressure and drainage, lymphatic drainage kind of massage, but then they did Reiki healing, and they put crystals on all my chakras, charged it with some more Reiki energy, and then left my throat chakra on for the remainder of the therapy session. And when I left there, I felt so invigorated. It was amazing. So there's 5 of these. It's a very small spa. And the great thing about it is, instead of having your wet area being a jacuzzi or a steam room, you have your own private cenote. So you're bound to get time in your own private cenote as part of the spa experience. It's, the way that people are staggered, that's your own personal time. And the cenotes are warm. They're like bath water. So they're not, cold, like if you were to jump in a waterfall. Now,
How deep are they?
What was that?
How deep are the cenotes?
They're not that deep at all. You could sit in it and have it be like a jacuzzi.
Oh.
Yeah, you can stand. It'll probably come up to your waist if you were standing, and then there's areas for you to sit too that gets more shallow around the edges where the rocks are. And for our cenotes, there's always like a little tiny waterfall too. So this is facing the other side, but there's a little waterfall in this cenote. Now, this is our jungle gym. It has a Pilates reformer, and it really is amazing. You're in the gym and there's monkeys and all kinds of forest jungle creatures surrounding you. Rites of passage, we have amazing weddings, rites of romance, devotion, love, any kind of celebration. We prefer that if we are going to look at a wedding or like a family event, that they are in harmony with our plant-based protein kind of offerings, because we don't like to have big weddings where it's like different guests, and some of them are really disappointed because like they're not plant-based and now they're forced to come to this wedding and they're like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. So we like to have them themed on the plant-based protein. This is a look into the configuration of the altar in the sand, and that's based on sacred geometry there. It's the flower of life. So some of the key selling points to remember with Palmaia, always our location is nature focused. We're a progressive wellness resort. We have the gifting lifestyle, so it's all inclusive. And I have to tell you what a great value this is, because a lot of wellness properties out there, you are paying additional money for your activities. So for your yoga classes to participate in this class, to participate in that class, it starts to add up. So it's really great to not have to worry about any of that with our gifting lifestyle. So Architects of Life, personal growth program. And that is, like I said, that's the heartbeat. That's, our mystic. And that's where you're contemplating the universe and you're relaxing into some pranayama breath in the morning, moving into your yoga poses in this beautiful area that has palm trees swaying above as you're, looking up into your meditations. So our children's program, Waldorf inspired education. So let the families know that they can really rest assured that their kids are, actually going through a change and growth from a spiritual standpoint, along with the parents, even though you're not together during the day. Restaurants, we are the first of its kind to prepare all these plant-based menus that are not only beautiful to look at, but they're really healthy for your body. And I have to tell you, when you see when you're in one of our restaurants and the food comes out, you just see flashes at all the tables because everybody wants to take a picture of their food. That's how amazing the artisan and the craftsmanship, and it's a gastronomic experience. So to see this is just amazing. The suites, oceanfront, vegan friendly. And when I say that we're fully sustainable, if you remember taking a look, we'll go back to Yolo, which was our beach club. And you could see, if you take notice to the furniture, and you notice, with all the woven and the woods being used, they're all sourced locally from the jungle. So we're using things that are sustainable and that are native to the area. So in closing, I think that we are one of the best progressive wellness. We are definitely the most unique experience that our guests are going to have. And then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to kind of transition and I'm going to show a few of our wellness retreat spaces, because I feel like one of the biggest emerging markets right now is retreats. And if you are interested in starting to plan retreats, this is definitely the place to do it, because we have some amazing retreat spaces and options here. I'm going to share again. Let me go here. So any questions right now while I'm transitioning?
No, this is beautiful, Kelly. Like, I'm just really, really blown away. Like, I'm pescatarian, so I eat a lot of different vegan foods, but this is completely amazing. I have two questions that I thought of so far. So for ensemble, the ensemble benefit is the free transportation, free round trip transportation, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Are there any other added ensemble benefits, or is that the main highlight?
Well, that's the that's the main benefit, but there's also the typical. So you get your upgrades, a ton of cooking, the food's all included. So, it's really more, that value is a $300 value with transportation. So everything that you normally get. And then I would say that we're including that as well.
Okay. My other question was, how old do the kids have to be for the kids club?
I think it's 7 to 14. 7 to 14. But I think that we're bringing on someone that is going to have experience with the younger kids. So just stay tuned for that, for babies and I think the younger generations. So you would have to ask us about that, and we can organize babysitting for the younger and nanny services, but the actual Waldorf programming where they're, running around, because they'll go on like scavenger hunts, and that program itself is for 7 to 14. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So this is also another look for a location setting, how like long and spread out we are. And when I say, you see the trees behind that, we are sandwiched between the jungle and the ocean. So you are kind of spread out and you really don't run into other people. But we have things like this is our Gypsy Tent. This is where if you have a retreat, this is like the big area where it could be set up for conference style, for, a huge yoga class. I mean, there's so many different uses for this, and it's right in the sand. And then we have our ocean tent, which is where we have our morning pranayama. And we call this the ocean tent because look at that. So imagine sitting here meditating in the morning to your pranayama classes, and you're just listening to the waves crash, and you can smell the ocean air, and it's just a really relaxing setting. We also have, and this is Sukasa. This is our restaurant. And take a look at that. So I love showing this picture. So this is Sukasa. And then what you're looking at next to it is the Yolo Beach Club. And the way the beach is set up with all the greenery, you can see all the palapas and the Balinese beds, where we do have service up to the different areas. And here's a look at Sukasa again. And then here's an evening setup for Sukasa for private groups if you have a retreat. And then we do additional setups where your pillows are on the floor. And here's another look at that. And you can see the main part of the resort where the ocean and the beach area. And just look at the way that the tables are set. I mean, look at that. I mean, the execution is flawless. And we have on-demand activities as well. So if while you're on resort, you can sit there and inquire into, say, astrology session or tarot card reading. And these are little activities that can be planned with you with your nomadic guide. But for a retreat, you can also have someone, come to your dinner and break up the dinner with, some food, and then following into like maybe a tarot card reading or something to be like a team building activity for your retreat guests. You've seen Yolo Beach Club. Now, remember I said that, we have all these little private nooks because of the way that the jungle kind of encroaches onto the beach.
Yes.
It creates these like little nooks. So this is Yolo Beach Club. This is an example of our evening entertainment for the Ritual Sound series. And then our bonfire on the beach. This is a nightlife kind of look with some dancing on the beach. And then I showed you that psychedelic mushroom in the beginning. There's a reason behind this because this makes a great place for some of your classes, but then it's also great for some group functions for your retreats. And you can see that it's kind of private because of the jungle, the greenery surrounding it, but this is great for social media. So when you have a retreat, some of the big planning components of the retreat is helping them organize their photo shoots, so that way they can post they're on social media, and we'll set up really great lifestyle images for them, and we'll set up, look at that at nighttime at the mushroom. So this could be your retreat with like an evening event with some evening entertainment and some drinks on the beach. This becomes a very memorable, and right here was one of the Instagram moments that I spoke of that will help organize.
Beautiful.
There's a DJ on the beach. So when it comes to retreats, and right here is the ritual deck. So every day, all the yoga classes and all your mind body classes, as well as some of your sound baths, are held here. It's a really great area. It's a circle, and you circle around the instructor, and you're covered in palm trees overhead. So as you're laying on the ground and you're looking up, you're just kind of watching the palm trees sway in the ocean air and the breeze. It's a really amazing experience. Now this is a beach temple, so this is kind of for weddings, the look. Here's a look at our wedding. Now we do the traditional Mayan weddings. And this is all can be used and set up for retreats and private functions. And then here's some of our private areas. So we have our own private little nooks. So this is an area where the greenery kind of engulfed up onto the beach. So we put a private plunge pool here, and you can see the little stone slabs where we can set up food and a bar. And if you do have a retreat that wants their own private time with access to the ocean, what you're not seeing in line of view in the picture is straight access to the ocean right there. And it's an amazing amount of privacy.
This is so amazing.
So like I said, it's like a flowy dream.
It is.
Everybody's walking around in their flowy outfits, and you feel like gypsies. So this is Plantisa, what I mentioned before, that we have a couple different rooms here, and this is just, space to meet and mingle. But we can also use this as separate private function areas for your groups. And it also kind of serves as like a lobby bar lounge kind of area. And then we also have what we call the library at Atlas Club, which we can zone off and have, a conference style setup and boardroom set up there. And then finally, Mar de Oliva, which is our Mediterranean restaurant, can easily in the evening convert to the terrace here, which is a private terrace out there. So this is good for a group function as well. So, I mean, look at that. look at the table setting there, the silverware, the flower arrangements, all dry flowers that are local. So this is Palmaia. We truly are an amazing experience, and all the photos and me sitting here describing it still pales in comparison to the feeling that you have when you're there. It just really is, really magical place. So I hope that you guys, can send us some transient bookings, getting that amazing package. And what I'll do is I'll follow up with you, Tyra, and I'll send our latest offer for Ensemble and the Luxury Consortia, and that has a list of all the amenities, because there's more than what I just said, but it's a little bit of a laundry list. And you can share that with your agents. I'll also send our latest retreat package program. So I call this express retreats, because one of the things that I like to talk about with the travel agent community is the fact that, I handle wellness trade, and I handle travel agents as well. But the reason my position was created is because there's yoga instructors and wellness community out there, like your, energy healers and your coaches and and they're out there. And they have their own little community. And then there's the travel agents. Now, the wellness trade will come to us and they'll start setting up a retreat, and we'll, help them along as much as we can. But we always lose them because they get intimidated by the travel planning portion, or maybe they're not organized enough, or maybe they're trying to build their business, their main core business, like say their yoga studio, and then they realize how much work it is to plan their retreat. So that's why I always tell them that they need to reach out to a travel agent, and you guys can work out your commission. So we're giving you a 15% commission. You can, allow them to put a markup there. These are all things that you guys can organize together, and there's many different ways to work out how to profit from retreats. And I suggest that any travel agent that is interested in starting retreats, if you look at wetravel.com, they have retreat planning tools, and they have a small course to train travel agents on, giving you some of the, like a retreat checklist and a retreat calculator and little things that are tools to help you work with the wellness community to book these retreats and your travel agents. So how to do everything else. You're going to rock out getting them their travel plans together and organizing everybody to the airport and, finding all those amazing, flight pricing. And we also work with journeys and some of the tour operators. So if you're really new to being a travel agent and you want to make it easy and you want to go through one of our tour operators, you can get a flight package to Palmaia through, some of our tour operators and participating partners. So that's also an option too, if you're new. But if you're a seasoned agent, you'll know what to do. Now, what I tell everyone is to go to, just look it up on the website. Every area. Where are you right now, Tyra?
I'm in Florida, near Tampa, Florida.
Okay, so if you use Natural Awakenings magazine is out of Tampa area. If you use Natural Awakenings magazine, there's a place that you can go to on their website to see anybody who's ever advertised in that magazine. That's your client base. Anywhere that you live in the country, if you use one of these magazines, they're wellness trade. You find them in yoga studios. They're usually paper, and you look at them like they're almost like an old catalog. But this is where you'll see your yoga energy healers and your crystal healers and your chiropractors and people that are in the wellness, and they're advertising in these magazines to reach out to the consumer. You can get a whole list of them in one place. So check that out. Yeah, you could use the naturalawakenings.com and, go to your area that has the local magazine and just run the list of their advertisers. Some of them aren't going to be relevant. They're not going to have retreats, some of them like, the ones that like are essential oil, providers, like they're not going to have a retreat, but anybody who has a service offering, and that has clients that come to the office, usually it's going to be this small little office in a strip mall, or maybe it's in their house. Tell them hey, what better way to bring your clients together than to organize an annual retreat each year to bring all of your clients together. And then that way you can make some money, take a vacation, get your clients together. And now you can also promote and expand your practice because you're going to put it up on social media and you're going to look like a more interesting place to go. Because when I choose a yoga studio, I'm looking at yoga studios now that are having crystal singing bowl events and that are offering candlelight yoga or yoga in the park and that have retreats. So the more things that you have as a wellness practitioner, the more interesting you are and the more money you're going to make. So there's your line. There's how you're going to go and get the business. And that's all I got. And if anybody ever wants to have a more in-depth session on, retreats, I'm always open to give advice. And if you bring your first retreat to Palmaia, I will walk you through the process and help you along the way. And once you get that first retreat under your belt, you can just go on and become a pro.
I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. I was literally just talking to one of my agents about retreats. She wants to do retreats. So this will be perfect. So I do have a few more questions. So my first question is, do you guys offer deposit payment plans or anything like that for clients or for us?
For retreats, we do. So if you're going to have a retreat, you'll put money down, and that's negotiable in terms of, depending on the size of your group. For, the room, when you make a reservation, I think that you're either required one room night deposit at time of booking. It depends on whether it's high season or not. Sometimes they'll ask for two if we're like in festive.
Okay. And then do you guys have a travel agent portal so that we can book directly, or do we have to
No, we're still you would send it directly to me. I would attach the amenities and send it to the reservations team.
Okay. What about group contracts? Do you guys do group contracts?
Absolutely. Well, so our retreats, I mean, we are a retreat house, so we do have a wide variety of group contracts and concessions. So if you are going to bring a regular group, like say you just want to have a group of people celebrating, because in my eyes, a retreat doesn't have to be a wellness focus. It could be, divorced women wanting to get together and just relax, go to the, and then if they want to we have program going on all day long. So, and I'm also going to send you the Architects of Life program schedule, because like I said, that's the pulse. So, share that with everyone, because you'll see that, every hour there's something going on the resort somewhere. So you can either choose to go into the natural flow and routine of the activities, and you can go to everything. You can go to a few, or you can go to none and just relax on the beach. It's entirely up to you, and take spa treatments. If you, have people that want to have, women's getaways and girlfriend clubs, single women travelers love this, because let's face it, the women want to do these activities, but the men aren't so keen. So if you're a travel agent, you want to organize, single women, solo travelers. This is a great place to take those solo travelers. All levels of group contracting. And like I said, the concessions can go from anywhere from 1 to 7 to 1 for every 10.
Okay.
So
okay. This is beautiful. Do you guys ever host any travel agent trips or any travel agent perks or anything like that for the agents that want to know?
We do. We usually offer 30% off the room rate. Now, if you are someone that is actively booking wellness, we work, or you have a group for us, obviously that's a different story. Maybe there's a comp, night or two thrown in there, depending on the piece of business that you have. Right now, we're getting ready to go into ILTM.
What's that?
So, the International Luxury Travel Market. Yeah. So we are kind of maxed out like into September with like our comps, but we can still do the 30%. So if anybody wants to come and take a site, or if you are local in the area, let me know. And then we can offer, like I said, without even asking, you just say that we can offer the 30% off. And then again, if you have a piece of business, come to me separately and we'll look into that.
Is it possible to set up site inspections if we're in Mexico?
Absolutely. We'd love to give site inspections.
Okay.
And I'm sure you would love the site inspection.
I'm gonna come to Mexico soon. I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna set my appointment, but I'll definitely look forward to seeing this place. Like, this is absolutely beautiful. Like, I never thought of the concept. Like, I love it. The fact that I can, go eat dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there's food there for me to eat, and it's healthy, and it's, it's vegan. That is a good point. Wow.
It is. And when you leave, and like you said, when you're going into your pescatarian, you may, just say to yourself, I just learned a bunch of different ways to eat, and different dishes to cook, that are very easy for me to make. Maybe some of them, especially at Sukasa, the quick bites. And, maybe I want to kind of, maybe cut back on my meat or
Yes.
cut back on, or maybe even do away with red meat and do away with, so, I mean, everybody leaves there with inspiration to make some kind of healthy change. And that's a start.
I love it. I love it. I'm on Facebook looking now. The agents don't have any questions. If they do, I will surely email you, Kelly. But this was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time, and you will be hearing from us.
Absolutely. And like I said, as a follow-up, I'll send over the Architects of Life, which is the programming, and I'll send a fact sheet about Palmaia, as well as the ensemble amenities. So Tyra, thank you so much. It was really great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you as well, Kelly.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Bye-bye.